In this video I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this results bar effect using the basic front-end technologies. As you can see, we've implemented it in this quiz here. So they've either got a choice pressing true or false, we'll just randomly select, and then they'll get their score accordingly. Okay, so we just got the basic quiz here. We haven't got the results bar at the end, as you can see. We'll just go through it like this. Yeah, nothing's displaying because we're going to create the score bar right now. So the way that we do this is basically, I did all this without Bootstrap, just for simplicity, because we're not going to use any frameworks in this tutorial. Do it bare bones entirely. So we've got this hide class here, which display none, so it hides all these elements here. So the first screen isn't hidden. When they press this button here, it hides the first screen, shows this by removing the hide class here. This element is where they do the second screen's all of this. This is where they do the questions, and at the end it shows the results page, which is at the end. It's the one without the where we're going to put the results bar, this third screen here. Just ignore this because it's quite messy. But yeah, as you can see, we've got this array here contains objects. So it's got two fields, the question field, which is the text that it displays, and the actual answer. It doesn't display this, it just keeps it for later use. User choice, empty array. When they press it, we've got a on-click listener, so when they press the true button, it pushes T to this array here, so that's how we keep a record of that. And then both click listeners call this function, which basically says if question number is less than 10, so if there's still more questions ready to display, then increment the question number and update the necessary elements, but else activate the display end func method, where we will just, well, at the moment all we're doing is just removing the second screen and displaying the end screen. So what we need to do now, so first of all, so we can actually see the results screen, we'll just, whilst we're developing, we'll just put hide class on the first screen. Sorry, not there. That's not the first screen, that's the background. Here's the first screen here, we'll put it there, remove it on the third screen. There you go. So now we can actually work on this. We're going to create a div, simple div, call it ID progress bar, and then inside this div, nested, going to create another div, ID equals, we'll just call it my bar, and then we're also going to create another div called percentage, yeah, we'll call it percentage. Okay, now we're going to go to, we're going to style this. So actually no, we'll put my bar, we'll say 10% here, 90%, this is just the placeholders. You'll see in a second. Okay, so we'll say progress, progress bar, position relative, which will help in the positioning later on, you'll see how. Okay, and because we've got this background here, which isn't the document, we'll say, and it's nested inside that background, we'll say width 95%, so it will take up 95% of this grey background in the middle, rather than the actual document, so it just displays nice. And to center, we'll say, oh whoops, not that, margin left, auto, and then margin right, auto, and then we'll say background colour, we'll set that to red. Okay, now it's currently nothing's going to be displaying here. Oh wait, no, sorry, something is actually, but it's not good, obviously, it's not nowhere near displaying we want it to be, because we haven't actually started anything else, so we need to start my bar now. Okay, just so, just as a placeholder, we'll say width 1%, and then height 50 to give the elements some extra height. And then we'll say background colour green, so this will go over the top of the red. You'll see how it works out in a second. Yes, as you can see, currently we've got, so this text here is not centered properly, which isn't good. The way that we center it is by setting the line height. Centering the text, sorry, we set the line height to equal the actual height. So 50 pixels, this text should be centered now. And we'll set it to color equals white, like that. Okay, now we'll style, we'll style this now, this percentage, which will go to the right. So what we do now, percentage, and then this will be position absolute. So this is the reason why we set the progress bar to position relative. So we could say top 0 and left 0. So this should be displayed on the left now. Hold on, yeah, so it's not, yeah, it's right 0, not left 0. That was a mistake there. So as you can see, it's here. The reason being, so we need to center that. We'll say line height 50 again. Should be centered now on the right. There you go. And then color white. Set that to white. Okay, what we need to do now, we need to add some padding. So we'll say on this one, padding left, we'll say 10 pixels. And then here we'll say padding right. Pixels. So now it just looks a bit nicer, as you can see. Okay, now to add the border, just to make it look even more nicer, so we say border 5 pixels, solid black, and then we need to make sure that only appears, because see currently this will be, if we refresh, currently this will be on our sides, so the way that we change border, so border top style none. And now, this is a bit tedious, I'm not going to lie, but we'll set all of them to none apart from white, obviously. And then for white, we'll just say solid. So yeah, this is what we want right here. Okay, and now that this is done, we need to do the logic now. So first things first, we'll need to keep a record of how many answers they've got right. So we'll say right answers. We'll set that to 0 because they haven't actually done the quiz yet. So it makes sense. Now what we need to do is we'll need to loop through. We'll need to do a for each loop in this question bank array, which holds object as iterators. So we'll say question. Oh, whoops. Question bank.for each anonymous function. We'll say object index in here, and we'll say if object.answer equals user choice, which is the empty array. Whoops. So yeah, so if it matches, then obviously they've got it right. So we'll need to increment right answer, as we just did. So increment that, and now we'll need to work out the percentage. So we'll say let percentage equals math.round. Right answers divided by 11, because there's 11 questions in total. Put those in parentheses as well. Times by 100. Okay, and now to make sure that it all works right, because obviously if this is all the way to the right, we want to get rid of this and get rid of the border as well, because otherwise it's not good. So we'll say if percentage not equal to 100. So we'll do the most likely occurrence first. We'll need to get hold of two elements. So we need to get hold of the progress bar and the percentage. So we'll do that now. We'll just do it here. got a document.getElementById, progress bar, let percentage equal document.getElementById, percentage. So if oh wait, we can't do that actually, because we've already got a local scope variable called percentage. So we'll just whatever. And then we'll say progress bar dot style dot width. So we'll set the style of this, the width of it, to equal percentage concatenate with percent. So what we're doing here is, instead of saying progress bar, it's not in progress, no, sorry, my bar, we need to get access to the nested one, not the parent. Yeah, so we're changing this. Instead of 1%, it will be whatever percentage of the answers that they got right. And then we'll need to set the inner text, so inner HTML equals same thing. So that will change this text here to be the accurate percentage. And then one more, we'll need to change the percentage element in HTML equals 100 minus percentage concatenate percentage, and then else. So we'll need to do this in the else. We'll need to do the same, but just a bit differently. We'll need to also style it. So what was it again? Was it border? Yeah, border right style. That now equals none, so it won't display a border on the right. And also, instead of setting the my bar, we just remove the my bar instead, because obviously it will be 0. Well, because it won't have any room to display anything. Oh, sorry, we did that. Sorry, the percentage inner, we want to remove that, not the my bar. Yeah, that should be it now. Now we'll just test this. Oh no, actually no, first of all we need to set everything so everything's set up right again. So we'll set the third screen to hide again, remove the hide on the first screen. Okay, so we'll just do random. Okay, this looks good, 64% right. And now to test that 100% right is working, I've got the correct answers here. False, true, we'll despin it actually, so we can put this on top always. False, true, false, 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 true, false, true, true, false, false. And yeah, 100% completely, that's completely gone, everything's sorted. Try one more time, blah blah blah, random. Yeah, 55%, everything seems to be going good. Yeah, like I said, this is all using front-end tools, no Bootstrap, no jQuery, no frameworks. It's bare bones everything. I hope this helped. Again, like I said, you don't have to implement the score bar on a quiz, you can implement it in whatever way you want. I'm just showing you an example of how you would implement it. Yeah, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post any that you have in the comments below, and I will definitely answer them. And peace out, guys. Hope this helped.